Hello again, everyone. Welcome back to Shining Empathy. My name is Joel, and this is your full moon reading for October 16th, 2016. Now, we'll obviously see it at its fullest tonight, Saturday, October 15th, but I can't remember the exact time, but it will actually be officially on the 16th that it's full. So, I don't know if you're probably feeling anything the same way I'm feeling it, but I'm definitely feeling a rise of energy right now. I'm feeling almost like a crescendo, a peak coming. So hopefully that's building towards something really positive, really good for you. If not, hopefully it's giving you the energy to bear whatever storm or weather it is that you're dealing with. So let's see what is going on for this full moon, okay, for this full moon cycle. So again, for those that haven't seen my videos before or just are not in the know in terms of moon cycles and kind of what they mean, full moon would typically be kind of the peak of energy. So it's kind of like creation cycles, okay? So new moons would be more about like starting something new, beginnings. Setting intentions, sowing the seeds. Whereas full moons, it's like everything you've done has finally come to its peak, and maybe the peak is literally something dramatic happening in that moment. But this is kind of like the buildup of energy to now, and after this is going to start kind of falling back away. So let's see where the peak is leaving us right now in terms of what we're creating, what we're manifesting in our lives. Okay? It can also be about closure, the full moon. I think that's actually probably a better word for it, closure. Things coming to a close. The build up and then the close. Cards are kind of funny today. They really want to be shuffled today. There we go. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to pan the camera down here so everyone can see the reading and the spread going on. Alright, so our first card, okay? And this is the root of the situation. So, where we're all at right now is because of a need to explore other possibilities, other avenues in our lives, other paths. We need to know that there are other opportunities out there for us, that we're not just walking this straight and narrow path. We're either being told is one way or we're telling ourselves is the only way possible. We need to explore and feel and see that we can actually take other opportunities at any given time. All those adjacent, it's called adjacent possibilities. All those adjacent possibilities are there for us at any time. But with the place we're in right now, we're needing to see those right now. We're needing to expand and explore. Okay? And that's at the root of what's happening right now. Now, what we've put into this that's caused this to manifest is we've developed some focus. So the qualities of this guy, I mean, there's many, but what really stands out to me is he's very singularly focused. Sometimes to the point of being annoying. If you're trying to get this person's attention, it can be a little bit hard sometimes, unless you're talking about the thing that they're so focused and interested in, and then they might not shut up about it. But in terms of this, and when applied to the people that I'm reading for, be it my audience, you guys, me, right now it's meaning that we've found something that's grabbed our focus, and we're putting our energy into it. We're putting our focus into whatever that is right now, and it sounds like it's a new possibility, an adjacent possibility for us. Okay. Now, what has grown the most in this moon cycle? Spiritual connection. There's definitely, this isn't just spiritual though, this can be just an expansion in thought, an expansion in consciousness. It could be, I'm kind of just getting consciousness expansion as the kind of the key thing here. The expansion of the mind, opening. So I think for a lot of us right now, we're feeling that. We're just feeling our minds being cracked open, and probably cracked open to other possibilities. But I kind of feel like, because it's the crown chakra, there is a spiritual component to this. It can't just be about thought, because thought can be very physical in some ways, especially if our focus is on very worldly, physical, material things. There's something in this for me right now that I'm getting that's about being spiritually cracked open right now to things that you hadn't seen before. Okay? So the next card is going to be our challenge. Okay, so our challenge right now is our second chakra. There's a block in our second chakras, and this is the center of our, it's the sexual center, pleasure center. It's also our relationship center, okay? And more than anything, I mean, sex and pleasure tends to be kind of wrapped up in the relationship side of things anyway, because all those are in how we connect and relate to other people and ourselves anyway. So there's something about having a block there. Usually the one thing that blocks the second chakra is guilt. Maybe guilt that you feel like you're supposed to be committed to something else, like you feel guilty that if you take this, you're being selfish. One of the things that I have told people many times, just because it resonates really well, is that you have to kind of learn how to say no to people, especially when it's for yourself, because saying no to somebody is saying yes to yourself, okay? If you say yes to everyone else but yourself, then you're really not serving yourself at all, especially in terms of your spirituality. If there's something that you desire or want, or even more so need in your life to be doing or to have, or to expand on, and you're denying yourself of it because you can only say yes to other people, well, and that's often a guilt thing too, right? Like, you know, we have people who are asking us to do all these things for them, or we have all these, you know, exterior commitments that we kind of play up to be prioritized over our own needs. So if we do anything for ourselves, it tends to be from a place of guilt, like, oh God, like I can't do this because I just feel guilty about it. I feel like that's kind of where this more is right now. So you need to prioritize your own needs right now. Pleasures and kind of just relationship to the self right now. You really need to focus on your needs and your desires right now, okay? Really need to focus on that. And if you find that there's guilt there, just remember that what I said there, that saying no to someone else is saying yes to yourself. All right, let's have a look at what this is called like an opening spot. So this could be opportunities maybe coming our way. I also kind of call it the gateway spot, just because it sort of fits more as a gateway spot. So the garden and the gate. This is about creating a sanctuary for ourselves, a safe place where sometimes maybe we can cocoon, or if we're exploring new avenues in terms of internal or external, whatever the case may be, if we're working on a project, you know, some kind of creative project externally, or if we're just doing some internal landscape work and trying to, you know, deal with some of our demons or do some cognitive behavioral therapy, stuff like that. Whatever landscape it is that we're working with here, we often will need to create a safe space for ourselves, a sanctuary. And we'll often put a bit of a lock and key on that and just kind of hold ourselves in there while we go through this process. And there's nothing wrong with that. The only kind of caution with this card is that regardless of if you need that sanctuary now or not, you will eventually need to expand beyond that. So, you know, again, watch the guilt factor, especially because they're attached there. Watch the guilt factor about setting up the sanctuary. If you need this sanctuary right now, create it. Make it for yourself. Cocoon yourself in if you need to. Pay attention to what your needs are right now. But on the horizon and in the future, make sure that you don't hold yourself here and never leave that sanctuary. boundaries are meant to be kind of pushed and expanded in terms of that. You don't want to just box yourself into a space and kind of never leave it, like, become a kind of a hermit and never leave, right? So the one thing for people who maybe aren't in that space right now, I would say that you are coming across opportunities to expand beyond that. You are opening those gates. You've been in your sanctuary for too long, and it is now time for you to move beyond that. So opportunities are coming your way, maybe invites to social events or something, but what's coming to you right now is opportunities to leave your sanctuary behind for a bit. It'll always be there, you can always come back to it, but all you need to do is just open the gate, unlock it, step outside for a while, okay? The next card is our strength spot. Okay. So financial constraints. This often would mean something like people having a really rough go in terms of money, like money is just really, really tight. And for some of us, maybe that is the case right now. But in our strength spot, I'm kind of getting more that like we're actually better budgeting our money right now. We're actually more restrained with our finances. We're not just letting it go freely anymore. We're hanging on to it because we're going to need it for whatever it is to come, okay? So if you're feeling like you just want to kind of hang on to your funds right now and do a little bit of saving, do that. Because the cards are kind of giving you the green light for that. It sounds like I'm also kind of getting that for anyone who's actually just kind of in the poorhouse right now. That's sort of a good thing because, again, it's connected to sanctuary here. So our options being kind of limited doesn't mean that we don't have any options at all. It just means that we're sort of, if we don't have money to just go out and do whatever we want whenever we want, we can still do things, we just have to be more budget-wise, right? So maybe instead of going out and having drinks on a patio and having extravagant dinners, et cetera, in terms of being social, maybe that means just getting together at someone's place and just having a quiet night together, or just having, something more low-key like that. You can still get together with people. It doesn't have to be money spent. It just means that the situation, the setting, the environment has to be changed a little bit. And this isn't necessarily a bad thing. And in fact, with the strength spot showing that, I'd say that that's kind of, it's a good thing for us right now to be changing our environments and how we socialize and how we do things right now, okay? So, the outcome card, what this is all leading up to, the fruits of our labor. We are getting to know who we are. A lot of us have a mask on, and that's pretty typical of our society, kind of being told, you're going to do this, you're going to do that, we're going to grow up, have a White House picket fence, and, grow up, get married, have kids, blah, blah, blah. It's just, one run of the things that we're kind of all told that what's going to happen. But it goes beyond that. So say you're a teacher, and you've been teaching for 20 years, and you start believing that that's all you are. It's just, I'm a teacher, I'm not anything else. Well, that's a bit of a mask. Like, yes, you might be a teacher, but you are so much more than that. So much more than that. So it's time to take that mask off and see your full potential. And in fact, realize that, yes, teaching might be one of these possibilities for you in your world, in your reality, but there are all these other things that you could be exploring that are adjacent to that. It doesn't mean you have to stop teaching, it just means that you have to actually explore those other avenues at the same time. You can do that. There's no reason why you have to just do one thing at any one time. Of course, you don't want to overwhelm yourself and do a million things at once, but there's no reason why you can't do more than one thing at a time. Seriously. So it is now time that we detach from who we think we are. We do get attached to who we think we are. It becomes a part of our identity in a way, right? Even right down to habits, like, say, smoking. It becomes a part of our identity, and we become attached to that having that cigarette in our hand, and without it, it's like, oh God, who am I without that? Well, obviously, you're much more than that, but it does become a little bit of an attachment identity crisis. So we need to realize that whatever it is we're attached to in terms of how and who and what we think we are so much more than that, and it is time to take off the mask and see who is underneath, okay? Because a lot of us maybe don't know who that is. And it can be kind of scary just because it's an unknown. It can also be kind of exciting, realizing that like maybe you have a knack for something you never even knew you had a knack for. Or following a passion and realizing that you get so much more fulfillment out of it than maybe what you were doing or alongside what you're doing. It's just time to reveal your true selves, all right? And that's been kind of a theme I'm finding lately with my readings that I'm giving people is finding the true self right now, being the illusions of who we think we are starting to fall away. The facade, the veil, it's all coming down right now. And that's all really good stuff. It can be kind of difficult and it can be a little bit painful at times, but because it takes a lot of work to go through that stuff, but it's always for our highest good, okay? Let's have a look at the theme, the overarching theme of what's happening here. The underlying, the underlying, I can't think of the words. The underlying theme, we'll just leave it at that. The temple path. So, I don't know if this has come up as the theme card before. It often does, actually, in my readings, come up as a bit of a theme card, which is just kind of perfect in a way. It just simply means that everything that's happening for us right now means that we're actually getting back onto our true spiritual path, the reason why we are here. We're doing what we're meant to be doing. We're not getting so sidetracked with a bunch of other stuff that doesn't feed our spiritual goals in this life. So there's a lot of really good things from that. It means that we're not as distracted, okay? And we're much more focused on what really counts and is what is best for our highest good and for our highest learning, okay? Whew. So, I feel like that was a mouthful today. I felt like the words were just like, maybe I was talking too fast and I apologize for that. At least it's a video you can kind of go back and maybe watch a couple parts a couple times if I just garbled my words a little bit, slurred a little bit. Sorry about that. I need to work on my enunciation. I know that. So hopefully you guys all got something from this reading. I'm going to be doing my weekly reading in just a day or two anyway, so I will see you guys then. If you want, you can check me out on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, @ShiningEmpathy. And if you like this video, please go ahead and hit the like button. And if you wish to subscribe to my channel on YouTube as well, Shining Empathy. Until next time, everybody, love and light to you all. Bye for now.